Hi all, greetings of the day. So in this video, we're going to look at Emily Dickinson's Success is Counted Sweetest. So before we take a leap into the poem, let's have a look at Emily Dickinson as a poet. She was one of America's greatest poets. She was born in Amherst, Massachusetts, and she led a very quiet and secluded existence. Probably when you read her poem, I'm Nobody, Who Are You? You will understand what I mean by this. And the poem Success is Counted Sweetest is published under the poetry collection Poems by Emily Dickinson, the first series, which was published in the year 1890. And her poetry basically explores themes such as identity, death, immortality, nature, individuality, and the inner life. Her best poems are Hope is the Thing with Feathers, The Soul Selects Her Own Society, and the most popular one I think is Because I Could Not Stop for Death. Nobody ever would have looked at death from her point of view. So this poem is one of her most anthologized poems, and it was written in the year 1859 and it was published in 1964. This poem explores a paradox wherein it will be really a difficult task for us to understand the paradox, because she tells us about who really values success. She says that those people who fail to understand the value of success are those who have never ever achieved anything in their life. Okay, so the poem employs imagery from battle and warfare to convey the idea that deprivation intensifies appreciation. So the victorious soldiers, they enjoy success, but the real success is valued by the one who is dying and who is defeated. That soldier would understand the worth of the success more than the one who is really succeeded, because he is the one who has been denied it. So now let's look into the first stanza. Here we find that success is considered as something most valuable, delightful, and precious. And the poem opens up with a striking statement. And Dickinson suggests that success is not equally appreciated by everyone. There is a difference, she says. So from that we understand that not all of them look at success the way it ought to be. There are people with different perspectives. So the word sweetest compares success to something that's very delicious, something that's very tasty, something that's very pleasing, and so on. So who really appreciates success the most? The response from her is people who have never achieved success really value it the most. When I say it, they value success the most. And because why? Because they are the people who have been experiencing repetitive failures, and so they know what it really means to be successful, because they have never experienced success, and they have never ever possessed success in their life. So that's quite paradoxical. Yeah, one should say that it's quite paradoxical. See, especially in this era where we have lots of competitive examinations, ask a person who has lost a post because of 0.1 or 0.5, and they will tell you what it really means. Okay, so it's their longing that makes them appreciate success rather than the one who has already succeeded. And they appreciate success more than those who have already succeeded, who they value success more deeply than the successful people. So this line introduces the central or the core paradox of the poem. Winners really enjoy success, we all know that. They really celebrate their triumph, but then it's the losers who will really know how to treasure it, because they really want it. So to truly understand the sweetness of nectar, Nectar is not a word that's normally associated with anything that we have in this world. Nectar is a word that's normally associated with something very divine, something very providential. Yeah, it's the sweet drink of the gods in Greek mythology. So, to understand what success is, Dickinson argues that it is not necessary that you'll have to just taste it, but true understanding of the taste of nectar comes from the deeper desire that one has for it, or the intense desire that one has for it. So, to understand the taste of nectar, the real taste of nectar, the real worth of nectar, you should have, or one should have, the sorest need. See, when your throat is all sore and when you need something, when you want to drink something hot, you will know how soothing it is. Likewise, when you have to taste nectar and when you want to really appreciate the true taste of nectar, you should really have an intensified desire to have it. So there should be a great need for it, there should be a great deprivation for it. Only then, only when you are deprived of it, you will be able to appreciate it fully. So otherwise you will not be. So when a person who lacks it desperately will understand it. Okay, so for example, see, when somebody is really full or half full, you say, for example, and if that person craves for dumpling normally, and if you go give him dumpling or momos, whatever they wanted, do you think they would be able to appreciate? But just have that and hand it over, they would have something to say about it. They would say, oh, this is not like the way that I brought it earlier, or this is not the way it's cooked by my mom, or any other lacking they would find it, or any lacune they would be able to find it. But then when you give it to somebody who's really very hungry, okay, very very hungry, a person who has not eaten anything for say for example has skipped 2 meals, okay, give that person the food, basic food, just a bread omelette, okay, you will know how much they would appreciate it. Okay, they would really appreciate it more than someone who is full. So, and likewise, when you have people, when your house is loaded with people or full of people, you will not really understand the worth of people then, but you will really crave for such company only when you are really lonely. So a failed person will be able to appreciate success more intensely. So human beings normally value things or tend to appreciate things when they don't have it, but when they have it, they will not be able to. So with that, we have come to the end of stanza 1. We are moving on to the second stanza, and now it says, not one of all the purple host. Purple is a word that normally indicates royalty or something authoritative and so on. So none among the victorious purple host means a large group of soldiers or an army, and purple refers to those who are successful also. So nobody, not even a single soul from the victorious army will be able to appreciate the success, okay, as I told you, like the one who has lost the battle. So here you find the words purple symbolizes royalty, honor, victory and glory, and the purple clad soldiers, the purple host, they represent the triumphant army or the successful army, the victorious army, okay, and they took the flag today. So it's a successful army that had a grab over the flag. See, it's not something very easy. Only when you are successful, you can go and capture the enemy flag in a battle. And that's the tradition which signifies military victory. And so the victorious soldiers, the moment they capture the enemy's flag, they feel so proud, and they feel that they have won the battle and have gained the honor also. So who took the flag today, they will not be able to appreciate the real triumph of the battle or the success of the battle. And we all know that the flag stands for success, achievement and triumph. So who will really be able to explain the success of the battle, or the victory of the battle? Dickinson says that winners cannot explain it fully. Okay, it can be fully explained by only those who crave for it, who have not won, who are not victors, who have lost it. Okay, so only a person who has lost it will be able to appreciate the triumph of a war. So the victorious soldiers know they have won, they have experienced it, but they have not experienced the deprivation. They have not been deprived of the success. So success comes to them, and they have taken success as a matter of fact. It's just granted to them. So they take it for granted. And so the poet prepares us to understand who really needs it. So this victory can be really understood by the one who has lost the battle. So we move on to stanza 3. It says, as he defeated, and again you find there is a dash, and then the dying, and then a dash. So this is a kind of a punctuation mark that Emily Dickinson normally uses to just make her readers pause for a while, think over it, and then proceed further. So here, as the defeated soldier who is dying, so nobody can really appreciate success like the defeated soldier, because the defeated soldier has lost the battle, and he's lying on the battleground, all wounded, all injured. Look at this picture, all wounded, but here the warrior is just on his knees. But imagine a soldier who's lying down, aware of what's happening, how people have gone before him victorious, and so on. So the focus now shifts dramatically from the winners to a single dying soldier. So earlier it was a host. Dickinson talked about a triumphant army, a purple host. But now she's referring to one individual, one dying soldier who has just lost and who has been lost aside. So this soldier has failed in the battle. He has lost the battle, and not just the battle, he's about to lose his life also. He is dying. But then he is the one who will really understand what victory really means. Okay, and on those years he's dying. I get my chills now. He's dying. Okay, and he's lost. And to those years, those forbidden year, reminding this forbidden word, forbidden, has a biblical allusion, as this picture rightly points out. I know this is not the fruit that God had forbidden Adam and Eve to eat, but then like that, on whose forbidden years he hears the sound of victory. They're celebrating. There's trumpeting going on, drum beating. All noises of celebration can be heard on this lost soldier's ears, who shouldn't be hearing it. Okay, imagine the pain that he experiences. Pain, he already is undergoing a physical pain, he's injured, he's dying. But more than the physical pain, it's this emotional pain that will be too much on him, or too much for him to bear. So it is forbidden. He has been denied, or he has not been able to access success. So victory belongs to others. They're all celebrating happily. They're all alive. They are going to go back to their families. But he is not so. He is dying. He is losing his life. He has lost the battle. At least if he has won the battle, and if he's dying, he'll be a proud soldier. He would die saying that he had died for the sake of his country. But he is dying because he has lost the battle also. And so he can hear the celebration, but he cannot share or have his share in their celebration. So this really intensifies his suffering. So the far off sounds of celebration and victory, all that the dying soldier hears of cheers, music, and shouts of triumph, all these he is able to hear from a distant point, and that means so the distant strains of triumph. So he's able to hear from a long far away place, and it is coming as a strain. See, it is an emotional conflict that's going on. So they burst open, and they fall upon the ears of the dying soldiers, and it penetrates his consciousness because he's still conscious and is alive. So it doesn't stop with that, but it is agonizing and clear. It's very painful, and it's more painful. It should be, or it would have been certainly more painful than the wounds that have been caused. It might be out of a bullet, or it might be out of a sword, or because of an arrow piercing. But the pain of the celebration of the victorious team or army is more painful to him than anything else. So it is very crystal clear to the dying soldier, and he's losing everything. He understands exactly, and that is the person who will definitely understand what victory means. So for the dying soldier, the sounds are very painful because he can never enjoy that success. Even if he wants, he cannot do, because he's going to die. And so the word agonized and burst agonized suggest the intense emotional pain and suffering of the soldier, and he experiences, especially when he is a defeated soldier and he's hearing others celebrating it. So the sounds of triumph cause agony in him because he cannot partake in it. So the poem ends with an exclamation mark, emphasizing the intensity of the soldier's realization. So this particular poem, Success is Counted Sweetest, is a powerful meditation on the relationship between desire and fulfillment. So who can really appreciate the fulfillment? A person who is desirous of. So friends, only those who desire for something can really appreciate it. In this era of use and throw, I think we need to desire for something, and we need to appreciate it the more and more until we receive it, or until we take possession of it. I think only people who are desirous can be really successful. So the poet Dickinson presents the profound truth that deprivation sharpens appreciation. So through vivid military imagery and a moving portrayal of a dying soldier, she brings to the point the fact that the deepest understanding of success often belongs not to those who have really succeeded, but those who earn for it, those who desire it, and are denied. Okay, so the poem's brevity, paradox, and emotional intensity make it one of Dickinson's most memorable works. So with that, we come to the end of the poem, and now let's explore the themes of the poem. The first being success and failure. Failure teaches the value of success more effectively than success itself. So people really appreciate things only when they lack them. And human psychology is also explored in this poem, and Dickinson seems to be a great psychologist who helps us sharpen the understanding of how success is valued by those who crave for it. So next theme that she talks about is victory and defeat. The defeated soldier gains insight on success, and that's very great about him, because the person who has achieved success lacks the understanding of what success really is. And appreciation through loss. Loss often creates a deeper awareness of value. When it is closer to you, you don't appreciate it. You start appreciating it only when you lose it. So please love your family, respect your parents, appreciate them when they are with you. And then let's look at the literary devices. Metaphor. Nectar is equated with success without even a word such as like or as. And purple horse symbolizes victorious army, flag represents triumph and achievement, and nectar talks about the desired success. and visual imagery is created through the words such as visual imagery of battlefield, flag, and army is created through the purple host and so on. And the auditory image is also created through the phrase distant strains of triumph. And you get to know about irony through the loser's understanding of victory better than the winner's. And the poem is built on a paradox. Those who possess success hardly appreciate it, but those who are denied success really value it the most. And the victorious soldiers have won the battle, but it's a defeated soldier who grasps the true meaning of what success is, because he has lost it forever as he is dying. So thank you so much for your patient watching.